Afternoon, gang. It's Saturday, the 9th of June, 2018. Welcome along to Bracknell and today's United Kingdom talk. It's a beautiful day out there. It really is. I got up late this morning, actually. 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh, that is late, dear. Late. For some reason, I woke up about 6, then I woke up about 7, then I woke up at 8, and I thought, no, not time yet. Then I got up at 9. Eventually, I got up at 9 o'clock. First thing I did, outside at the front, watered all my plants. It's ever so dry at the moment. How's the garden for you? Is it a bit dry? Keep those baskets watered. My baskets have not blossomed yet. I'm very disappointed. I'm trying hanging geraniums or trailing geraniums this year, and there's not a lot happening at the moment. They're looking a little bit sparse. These hanging baskets, you hope at some point they're going to suddenly burst into life. But nevertheless, I went out there and watered all those this morning. And then, I've already been into town this morning, had my breakfast, and I wanted to go to the bank. So I went into the bank. The poison dwarf was there this morning. There she is, sitting at her desk. Now, the last couple of times we've been in, she's actually been quite pleasant as we've gone in. Oh, good morning, hello. Now, I think so, because as you know, the programme is tagged Bracknell. Okay, if I'm here, where I am, in Bracknell, I tag it Bracknell, okay? And I think someone's seen it. Someone in the bank has possibly gone onto YouTube and typed in Bracknell and seen one of the shows. That's what I reckon. And has told the poison dwarf who sits on the till, on the little welcoming post, whatever you call it. You know, as you come in, she's right in front of you. There she is. Tap, tap, tap. Last couple of times, she's not been on the computer. I mean, maybe she's got bad eye. Maybe her eyes are hurting from staring at the bloody screen for so long. Oh, good morning, morning. I think someone said something to her. Not this morning. No, back to her miserable self. Tap, tap, tap. I go in. Little look over the computer and it carries on. Tap, 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 tap. The screen is more important, clearly, than the people. That is all I can say. The screen is more important than the people. So I went to my machine to put in my wages. I don't go at the same time. I just went there today, and there's a sign on there. This machine is being replaced with a brand new one. Hurrah! You know, like we're supposed to be excited by it. Well, I should hope so as well. The other machine takes forever. I don't know what it is with that. It must be something to do with that bank. Because if I go and put in some money into my my nephew or sister or niece's account, they go to the bank up the road. Okay, what's their bank? HSBC, that's it. I think it's HSBC. There's 3 banks. There's Barclays, NatWest. I think it's HSBC. And there, if you put, if you're putting, that don't look good, does it? Can you do that? Imagine waking up next to me and you look and you open your eyes. It's not good, is it? Anyway, so you go into that bank, you go through the door. Normally, there's some nosy old cow standing there or some young bloke standing there. Anything I can help you with today, sir? No. No. And I walk off. No. Just walk off. And I go to the machine and it says inputs or cash dispense. Oh, no, what is it? You know, when you're putting money in, that one. Inserts. Oh, God, what's that called? Inserts. Deposits. Although it doesn't say deposits. I think it says cash in here or something like that. And you go to the machine and you type in a sort code. And then you type in an account. And this thing opens. Like that. Ever so quick. Ever so quick. It's not one of those where you've got to flatten all the notes and put it in the machine like they have at our bank, right? But I'll come to that in a minute. In this HSBC, so this little flap opens up like that. You go. It's very exciting. And then you just put your notes in, you put them down, and it closes like that. I go. And then the amount appears on a little screen in front of you. And it's always right. It's never wrong. However, you are given the option to, I think, press OK or something like that. And it goes. And then it says, thank you for your deposit. And a little bit of paper comes out and off you go. Done. So easy. Not like at my bank. Oh, no. No, 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 no. So you put your card in. If it's a deposit, you haven't got to put a pin in or anything like that. So you then have to get your notes and flatten them. No torn ones, nothing that's got something written on it or something like that. You know, like sometimes shops and people, they count all these notes. I mean, they got more than you and me, you know, thousands of pounds. And they put a little note, they write it on the notes, don't they? 250 or something like that. You can't have any writing on it. No tears. If anything's folded, it chucks it back out. And so you do all this, and then you put it in this thing, and it slowly draws it into its drawers. It's like, and it has to be flat, you see. It like sucks, it looks like got rollers on it, and it sucks the money in, dear. Sucks it in. And then it does all these noises. And then there's a little bar that goes across, you know. All right, here we go. And now, if it's taken more than 5 seconds, you know it's about to chuck some of the money back out at you. And it always does. This machine is so temperamental. Not only is it temperamental, it's very slow. So, even if it's one of the rare, fortunate occasions that you've put your money in, okay, and it's accepted it, and the little bar's gone, right? There's then a hesitation, and it waits. And eventually a message comes up. I can't remember what it says now, you know, thank you for your deposit. And then there's another hesitation. And time passes. And the receipt is popped out of the little thing. And then there's another hesitation. And it asks if you want to do anything else. And you click no, and there's another hesitation, and then eventually it chucks the card back out at you and makes a screaming noise. Beep, 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 beep. Like you don't know the card has come out. You know, you've been completely oblivious to the as the cards come out. No, it goes beep, 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 beep. Really loud. And annoyingly loud. And of course, you know, if for some reason you delay in collecting your card, the poison dwarf rushes over all quickly and takes it out and gives it to you. Mind your own business. It's just taking me a little bit longer than normal to take my card out. Or you've got to get it out quick. Oh, you're having a laugh, aren't you? That card's going to sit there for about 30 seconds before it swallows it up. Nosy old cow. Well, I don't like the poison dwarf in our bank. I don't. And it must be the slowest deposit machine in the entire world. Well, apparently they're replacing it. At last! At last! They can replace the poison dwarf as well with someone who's a bit happier. That's what I say, love. So we're getting a new machine. Isn't that exciting? I wonder who will be the first person. I'm going to queue up outside on the Monday morning at 9 o'clock in the hope that I will be the first person ever to use the new deposit machine in the bank. How exciting is that? So I couldn't use the machine. So I've come out of there, gone up the end, and as luck would have it, there was no one in the queue. So there was a young man there. Can I help you, sir? Now, what I like about the bank is that in my particular bank, apart from the poison dwarf, and there's an old bloke in there as well who's annoying. He's got grey hair. He's just weird. You know, not like you and me, you know, we're perfectly normal people, as you well know. They're not like us. Weird. He's a bit weird. He's very quiet and he only talks. You can't have a conversation with him. It's only about banking issues. You know the sort, don't you? A little bit like millennials. But you can't really have a conversation with them. You know, another planet, dear. Another planet. Very, very important. And the only time you can have a conversation with him if it's about some sort of bank issue. Anything else, and can't hold the conversation. He lives round here, actually. I see him walking his dog sometimes. I don't say hello to him. Don't say hello to him. But the other staff, they're all right, lovely people, and they'll have a conversation with you. They will actually have a conversation with you. So anyway, I've given the bloke my money. I said, can I deposit this, please? And he says, yeah, no problem. So he's taken the card and pushed some buttons and counted it. And I've counted this wrong, he said. He said, I'll count it again. So he's counting it again. He said, yeah, that's correct. And while I'm doing this, I'm trying to do something. And while he's doing that, I'm doing something on my mobile phone. And I've turned the phone like this, and it's gone upside down. How annoying is that? You know, sometimes like you turn the phone, but it doesn't turn. the screen. And I'm like, oh, why is this upside down there? And he said, oh, let me have a go. Oh no, it's worked now. It's worked now. And that's it. It suddenly burst into life. Nice chap. He's he's only about 26, 27, I suppose. Took my deposit and off I went. You know, all done in the bank. Now, there's a reason I went to town today. It wasn't to go to the bank. I shall come to that in a moment. Don't rush me. Don't rush me. Thank you for your messages. I shall read those very shortly, boys and girls. Okay? I've come out of the bank and I've seen my neighbours. They're kind of walking in front. Dave and Karen. Lovely couple. Couldn't want for better neighbours. Funnily enough, I was saying the other day that there's 4 of us here. There's myself, there's Dave and Karen, there's Tim and his family, and there's Pearl, Babe Station Pearl. We call her Babe Station Pearl. She's the oldest. She's down the other end. And there's 4 of us here. I was the last one here, and I've been here 26 years, okay? And we were having this conversation the other day. Would you ever move? And I'm like, well, I would. I'm actually considering going up north at this very moment in time. And said, well, what stops you going? I said, well, there's my work, which I enjoy, although I don't enjoy the journey going up there. I really don't enjoy driving to work. Once I'm there, I'm fine. Lovely to talk to people and do the job that the wonderful. I'm very lucky to be able to do jobs that I do. So I hate the journey. I love doing the job. So that's holding me here. And my best mate really is holding me here. The pull up north. Is mainly the little children. It's the little children, my great nieces and great nephews, and of course my nieces, my nephews, and of course at the top of the tree, my dear sister. That's the pull up north. Plus the fact life is a lot slower. I mean, it's slow here. This is not like London where I live in Bracknell. It's not. It's much slower than London. To take another step further is even slower. So that's the thing there. And we were saying, I said the other thing that would possibly push me up there is if one of us moved, and we all said the same thing. You know, we've got 4 fantastic neighbours, one next to each other. Okay, it would take one person to move, and someone who's, shall we say, not. I don't know what you would say. Not as friendly, something like that. Maybe not as friendly. Possibly. Sorry, just a second. Have I got to accept something there? There we are. Accept that. Someone perhaps not as friendly, someone a bit noisy. Now remember, we're all of an age. I'm 55. Dave, I think, is 60. Tim is mid-50s, late 50s. And Pearl is in her 60s. So we're all of an age. Now, wonderful that it is, and I'm not, I'm not ever against children. You know, people moan sometimes when the children are at the swimming pool. For Christ's sake, they're children. You were a child once. Stop moaning. However, where we are, it's very quiet. Now, I've got my window open now. This is a very sensitive microphone. Okay? If you listen carefully, you might hear the birds. Can you hear those or not? I'm not bloody singing now. Okay, can you hear those? So it's very quiet here. Much that I love little children, if some moved in next door, it would then be noisy. Do you see what I mean? That's nothing against the children, nothing against perhaps a young family that, of course, are looking for... We've all got blooming 3-bedroom houses here, and there's no families. It's mad, isn't it? And of course, young families need little houses with 2 bedrooms for children, but that comes with noise. And whereas we're used to being here in the peace and quiet, that would probably move me. I think the biggest thing that would push me into doing the move that I'm considering would be if noise started around here somewhere. I really do. I like peace. And it's mad, really, isn't it? When you think of the job I do, the noise that I make, I'm always talking or someone's singing, good or bad, doesn't matter. Running around doing quiz nights, talking to people on the phone, and yet I want peace and quiet when I'm at home. if a young family moved in next door, or any of these 4 houses, because the noise would carry, that would change the whole thing. And we all said that would possibly make us all move. We'd probably all go. You know, one person would go, noisy family, and then everyone else would go, I think, eventually. And I think, really, honestly, that is the main thing that would make me move is noise or crime. If a lot of crime started happening around here. But remember, this is not London. We don't have the moped gangs and all that business. So there we are. So anyway, Dave and Karen are walking, and I saw them, so I've got behind them. And I've disguised my voice, and I've started speaking. Yep, I can see there is a couple, actually. One's got a black bag, one's got blonde hair, and they're holding hands walking through at the moment. You need to keep an eye on these two. And Karen was talking to Dave, kind of ignoring me. And I'm sure they could hear me. And then eventually she looked round and hello. And we were walking up there. I said, yeah, you haven't. I said, it's very sad what I've come into town to do today. And he said, what's that? I said, well, when I was at Legoland, my great nephew George bought me a little red bus. And my great niece Emily bought me a rose. They're both here. Here's the rose that Emily bought, a Lego rose, right? Now, this came already made. So you just open the packet and there it was. I don't know if you can take it apart and, no, maybe not. No, I think it's all glued together. Okay, so Emily bought me that. That was in a packet. And I just opened the packet, put it down like that. The bus was in a box. And I thought, oh, that's nice. There'll be a bus in there. No, 2 packets of bits. And a picture of the bus. And very good instructions, I have to say. I've got the instructions here, actually. Right? So you open the box. You've got 2 packets of bits and pieces there. And an instruction book. Now, the instruction book is very, very good. It's not like opening, some furniture with the instructions written in Thai or Japanese or something like that. No, this is really good. So, instruction number 1, locate the grey long thing. Instruction number 2, attach these 2 bits to it. Okay? And it goes on. And go on a little bit further. So by the time you get to instruction 24, you've got to that. The instructions are really good. If you've never done Lego, it's fantastic. And I saw these 2 packets and I thought, oh, I can't be bothered with all this. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And I got the book out and I made the bus. I made the little bus. Look at that. It's wheels and it goes along and all that. Okay? And I sat back and I looked at it and I thought, do you know, I actually enjoyed that. Are you getting where I'm going yet? So what did I go to do to town today? I went to the toy shop to buy myself some more Lego. How sad is that? 20 years ago, let me tell you, on a Saturday afternoon at this point, I was looking forward to going to a club called Trade at Turnmills and getting completely off my head and dancing off and getting off with people all night long. Now, I go to the toy shop and buy Lego sets. How sad is that? Or do gardening. How times change, they really do. And I was in there about 10 minutes choosing, and this is the one I've decided. Oh, yes. For ages 5 to 12 years old. Here it is, I'm going to make this. Look at this. Oh, yes. Yes, so we got a motorized, it's a motorised home. It's not a caravan, is it? That's a motorised home. And it comes with all the little bits and pieces, you see. And let's have a look how many bits and pieces are in this one. Oh, it's all sealed, the box, isn't it? I didn't know that. How do you open that box? Oh. I know how you... Maybe a... Oh, I know. Letter opener. Just a minute. So I assume... Is it how you open the box? I don't like to break them. Oh, it must be. Letter opener. There you go. Letter opener in the box. That's got that open. So we should have some bags of bits in it. Oh, so I'll be ever so disappointed if it's already made. Has anyone else do Lego? Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, my God. Here's all the bits. How exciting is this? So I should be doing that soon. I've got a new hobby. I like making Lego. Well, there might have to be less shows now if I'm making these. So, got that. That's for age 5, as I say, age 5 to 12. I'm working my way up slowly. And eventually, I've decided if I'm getting on all right with these sort of younger person Legos, because remember, I've never done it before, and I'm no good at DIY. Oh, believe me, I am no good at DIY at all. Wouldn't attempt it. So if I build myself up on these children's Lego sets, I want to build myself up and save up for Tower Bridge and the Houses of Parliament. Now, these are for experts. They are big sets and they are quite expensive as well. Okay? But there's no way I'm ready for something like that. That's what I'd like to build up to in the end. Tower Bridge and the Houses of Parliament, and how fabulous it would be to have that displayed there. A Lego set of the Houses of Parliament. Incidentally, my sister said, you should go on eBay, because what happens on eBay is that people buy these Lego sets, they make them, and then they sell them on eBay. So they then take them apart and sell them back on eBay. But, I mean, what if you get a bit missing? Do you know what I mean? I mean, if I get a bit missing, if there's a bit missing in there, I'll just write to Lego and they'll probably send me a brick or something. I very much doubt that there's anything missing. But always, with eBay, you've got the chance that something's missing, or an electrical item plugs in and it's not working and you can't get your money back. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think I'd buy Legos secondhand. But there we are. Anyone else do Lego? That was it. Went to town, to and from town on my bike, and it's a beautiful day out there. Got a lovely cycle to and from town. Got back in here. I've got some washing in the machine now. Got my bedclothes in the machine. I try and do those once a week. And some clothes all ready to hang out on the line. And here we are, chatting away on a Saturday afternoon. And that's why I'm late this morning. Because I couldn't be bothered. Right, let's say hello to some of you this morning or this afternoon. Good afternoon on YouTube, where start today. Joanna's there. Good afternoon, Joanna. All right, Paul Mosley's there. Good evening, Paul. And Andrew Parker as well. Good evening to Andrew Parker. Over on Facebook Live, the first message of the day goes to Andy Baker. Good evening. Good afternoon. I get so confused with times. Good afternoon to Andy Baker today. Ray Reynolds is there. Ray's doing a little ukulele job. I think he said today or tomorrow afternoon, one of the two, at a British Legion club somewhere. So I hope you have a nice time, Ray. Nice to talk to you on the phone earlier. Good afternoon, Ray. Wayne Martin's there, who filled in for me on Monday. Good afternoon, Wayne. I heard you had a nice time Monday, giving out your little songs and bits and pieces to all my wonderful singers. Hello, Rainey. Good afternoon, Diane Jebb. Alan Russell. Oh, does it say Central Station? Or does it say... it has done that occasionally. It should say Bracknell, where we're coming from. If it's still saying Central Station, try refreshing the page and it should come up as Bracknell, okay? Good afternoon, Colin. Afternoon, Colin. I'm glad to see one of your favourite DJs is back at the City of Quebec, Jeff. Jeff, is it Clapper? Klapper, isn't it? Jeff Clapper back at City of Quebec. Hello to Neil. Good evening, Neil. Afternoon, Neil, who says, I'm sat in a pub, can't see video on the phone for some reason, but can see comments. Oh, I'd try turning it off and turning it on again. If I were you, that usually sorts out the problem there. Okay, hello to Duke, Chris. Hello, Chrissy baby. Ben Parker's there. Good afternoon, Ben. Alan's got in from Central Station last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Gosh, you must have stayed late. We had a good night last night at Central Station for the karaoke. Back there, of course, on Monday. I think we had about 25 singers last night, which is okay. 25 singers is all right. As I mentioned on the show yesterday, there were some people who usually come much later. In particular, Lady Phoenix. Dave H was there last night. And they were there at 8:30 and got 3 songs in. Okay? Most people got 2 songs in. Generally, if you get there after 10:30, 1 song, I'm afraid. It just gets that busy, all right? So people listened yesterday. They came at 8:30 and that indeed got 2 songs in and 3 songs as well. DJ Chris left before his 3rd song, which is a shame because he would have got that in. But you can never tell. It's difficult. Some people come up to me and say, how many before my next song? And you might say 10, right? and then 2 more people come in. So that means it's then 12, depending on where you put them. You've got to put them somewhere. Everyone wants them to be after them, whereas it's not possible. So sometimes, and people say, will I get another song in? And you say, well, probably. And then sometimes it doesn't happen. It's difficult to tell. It's difficult to get that timing right. And people leave, I might call you up and then the next 5 people have gone home. You just never know. Or there might be those next 5 people plus another 5. It's very, very difficult to time it. Andy loved the new camera angles last night at Central Station. It's nice to see people enjoying themselves. Yes, I put in another camera. We have done that before with 3 cameras. But it takes a long time to set things up. You can get away with another one. What I'd like them to do is put up a camera right in the middle somewhere, so you could see the whole stage. I'd love them to be able to do that, and that's something that I hope will happen in the future. When we've tried three cameras before, we had a lot of trouble with the stream. It would keep cutting out. But it appears it wasn't I thought it was the computer. It's not. It was the stream. Okay? Now that I'm streaming at the moment with my 4G phone, so it's going from laptop to 4G phone to the network. That's working very well. No dropouts whatsoever. Not even with 2 cameras. Before we had 2 or 3 cameras and it kept dropping out. It was the Wi-Fi. It's the Wi-Fi in a pub that was the problem. They are going to put in a cable. They are going to put in a cable now, okay? Today's show is tagged Central Station. Yeah, audio only. Is it? Let me have a look. I don't think you can see it all. It says, no, it's not. It says talk show starts after the countdown. And then underneath that, it says audio only stream here. And it gives a link. Are you reading the whole thing? I see where it says just Central Station, though, at the top. The trouble is, if I try refreshing it, I might lose the messages. Which is probably not a good idea. Okay. So there we are. Never mind. That's the way it is. Where are we? Sarah, hello, Sarah Lou Lace. Hello, Sarah. Who's having lunch? Or is it lunchtime show? See, I do them all. Lunchtime shows, evening shows, dinner shows, breakfast shows. I should just be on 24 hours a day. Huh? I could get a little mobile camera to constantly transmit what I'm doing. Would you like that? I make sure it goes off in the toilet. That's not a very pleasant experience, is it? Sarah's having cheese and tomato sandwiches. Very nice, dear, with lots of pepper. I've just weighed myself this morning. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I've been very, very bad this week. I've had 2 lots of massive pizzas and chips and an afternoon tea this week. So not good this week. Too many treats in 1 week, dear. Got to watch it. Got to watch it. Okay, got to watch it. Hello to SOS Gregorian. Good afternoon to you, sir. Paul Adamson. Good afternoon from Orlando, Florida. Oh, you lucky thing. I love Orlando. I love Florida. I love it. I'm sat poolside at 7:40 in the morning. Gosh, waiting for the sun to get up fully. Makes a nice change from Amsterdam. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Mind you, what are we now? June? Oh, guys, it's hot there in June, isn't it? So in June in Florida, have you been in Florida in June before? You wait till you see those lightning storms later on. Every day. Every day, a brand new spectacular lightning storm in Florida. June, July, part of August. I've been there. But my God, does it get hot there in June and July? Wow. Have you got a small pair of Speedos on while you're sitting next to the pool? One of the questions actually in the quiz at the King's Head Theatre Bar on Wednesday, where I am every week, one of the questions was a survey was done, which is Britain's most unfavourite item of clothing, and it turns it was Speedos. Speedos got the prize of being Britain's most unfavourite item of clothing. You see, the trouble with Speedos, and I've said it so many times before, you never get anyone fit wearing them. It's always people like me, slightly overweight, balding, and old. You don't get the fit lads wearing them. You know, the sort of 18 to 32-ish, 35-ish. They don't wear Speedos. They wear baggy shorts. You can't see nothing. You know, some fat bloke comes along. He's got Speedos on. Awful. Awful. And they think they look good in them. What's all that about? Or cycling shorts. There's a couple who go up our swimming pool. You know, my age, fat, they've got cycling shorts on. Great big rolls of fat hanging out. Oh, it looks ghastly. Absolutely ghastly. It really does. Alan says, I hate the people where people are standing in the gangway at Central Station. No one can get through. Yes, that's difficult. It's since they put the bigger tables in, isn't it? I don't know what the answer is to that, to be honest, Alan. Central Station, they bought some new furniture a few months ago now, but the tables are much bigger than the other ones, and they take up more room. And if they're close to the stage, it's difficult for people to get through and give me their requests. So they keep coming onto the stage. And I hate it when people come onto the stage when we've got a singer on, because when there's someone on the stage doing their number, good or bad, doesn't matter, it's their spotlight. For 3 or 4 minutes, that is your spotlight. And no one should take that away from you. It's like when people come up, oh, can I join them in for this song? No, you can't. It's his song. Did you ask him? Oh, he won't mind. Yes, he will. I guarantee you. I think 9 out of 10 people, when that happens and I say, well, you'll have to ask the person, and they ask them and they say no, they don't want you to. If you want to sing a song on your own, feel free to do so. You can't have their glitter, as my friend Ray Reynolds says. People want someone else's glitter. They want to be on that stage with that person who can sing fantastically. No, it's not fair. That's their spotlight for those 3 or 4 minutes. Wayne says I live in a retirement village. No, I don't. Retirement village, dear. Better than a glorified caravan, mate. Dear me. By the way, you can text in the show as well. If you're watching on a YouTube somewhere and you can't text and you can't write messages through Facebook Live or on the YouTube, you can text the show. There's a text number, okay? It's 07551 259 675. It's up there on the screen. 07551 259 675 is the text in number. All right. Alan had the $6 Million Man Lego set. Oh, didn't see that one in there. There's actually, I go in Mr. Entertainer. That's our toy shop there. I've got to say, there's not a massive selection of stuff in there. You want to see a massive selection of Lego, go to the big Lego shop in Legoland. I can go in there any time, actually. I might go in there, actually, because I've got an annual pass now. And my mate Ronnie, he wants to go to Legoland now, I've told him. So he can get a single ticket and I can go in with my pass and buy something a little bigger. But I'm not ready for Tower Bridge yet. Not ready. Oh, I've got to save up the money first, dear. Not ready for Tower Bridge yet. Don't want to have to sell a house. God's sake, man, what's wrong with you? All the aeroplanes are passing my house, going to see the Queen. Oh, have you got the, they got the Trip in the Colour today, haven't they? Is that on the telly or is that finished yet? Not quite sure if it's finished yet. Sarah likes seeing me and the singer on the stage. Well, actually, Sarah, I know you'll find this hard to believe, but I don't like to be in the shot if the singer's on there. Once again, it's a little bit like, it's their moment. It's their moment. It's like when I put a show on, if it's a drag queen or someone like that, right? Once I've said, yes, please welcome, I don't know, who have I got tonight? Electric Blue. Please welcome Electric Blue. And she comes on the stage. That's it. I sit down in the corner and I try not to be noticed unless I'm brought into the show by the artist concerned. It's there for 45 minutes, an hour. It's their spot. It's nothing to do with me. It's their spotlight. I'm there to work the sound and the lights. It's their spotlight. There are DJs and sound engineers who think it's hilarious to just join in with someone's show. And I don't go along with that at all. It's their show. And you can understand artists that get really fed up, with people, DJs, who constantly interrupt their show because they think they're being funny. No, it's their show. If you want to bring me into it, that's okay. But otherwise, I sit down in the corner quietly, operating sound and lights. And it's the same with karaoke singers. And it's the same like you're saying there, Sarah. I don't want to be in that camera shot. I'm very careful, actually, to try and move the camera so that I'm not in it at all, unless I want to be, in which case I push a button and I'm on. But while that singer's on the stage, that's their spotlight and not to be interfered with. That's how I feel about that. Good afternoon to Martin Daly. Can I just thank you very much, Martin, for not turning up and nicking all the pens last night. You see that bloke up there, Martin Daly? That's why there's hardly any pens left at the moment. He comes in and nicks all the pens, which I have nicked from a bank. Now, actually, I don't nick the pens from a bank. Someone brings them in for me. I won't say who it is in case he gets into trouble, but someone goes round one of the banks and nicks all the pens and brings them in for our karaoke. Oh, nothing to do with... Don't come to me, bank, Metro Bank. It's Metro Bank, actually. Don't come to me. I haven't nicked them. I haven't nicked them. It's someone else bringing them into me, dear, and putting them in the box. There we are. Hello to Dale. Hello, Dale. I saw you last night. All those chips you had last night. Yeah, I had a bowl of chips last night. Dale spotted me. It is funny when you're on the Slimming World. Those that aren't on Slimming World and perhaps should be, right, are there criticising you for having a bowl of chips. Cheeky bitch. Honestly. Our pool flew through a storm. It was really impressive and bumpy. That was in Florida. Oh, I can give you an example of that. Once I'd been to Florida and we're coming back on the plane and this storm's come in. We're at the airport. Okay, so we're waiting in the airport. We've gone through all the check-in and the electric x-ray machines and all that business. And we're sitting in that place where your next step is to go through the little tunnel and onto the plane. Yeah, so we're sitting in that bit. I don't know what that's called. Is that the departure gate? The departure gate, that's it. These were the days before I started flying business, okay? So we're sitting there, this storm's rolled in. There's people going on there, and all of a sudden the gate's closed. Okay, I'm sorry, you're going to have to sit down there. We'll have to wait for the storm to pass before we can go through this thing. I thought, oh, okay, fair enough. So I'm looking out there, and you can see this storm, flashes of blooming, and it's dark as anything, middle of the afternoon. Pitch black out there it is, storms flashing away, and eventually it stops. So then they open the gate again, and a few more of us go through. And I'm in a tunnel now, and then while I'm in the tunnel, I heard them saying, oh, and the gate closed again. So we all went onto the plane and sat down. I'm looking out the plane window, and I kid you not, suddenly this bolt of lightning came down onto the floor right outside my window, and it wasn't white, it was pink. This lightning was pink, and I watched it hit the ground, and it was like when you chuck a stone in the water and little ripples of circles all are coming out like that. Frightened the life out of me, I tell ya. Big bolt of pink lightning. Pink, of course, for me, lovey. I was sitting there watching it out the window. Eventually, the other people came and got on the plane and took off. But they stopped people. Whenever there was storm lightning, they stopped people entering that tunnel. I don't know why. Perhaps that's susceptible to being struck by lightning and then everyone in it would be dead. I don't think it doesn't strike planes. Is it like being in a car on a plane, I suppose? Because you've got the rubber tyres, so there's no direct connection with the earth, is there? So presumably you're pretty safe on that. There you go. Ben's just heard part of the flyover from Trooping the Colour. Fantastic. Is it? You've sent me a photo. Okay, I can't look at that at the moment while I'm doing it. I'll look at that later, Ben. Thank you very much. Yes, I do. While I'm doing karaoke, I do screw up little bits of paper and throw them at people. I don't know why I do that, and they throw them back at me. It's just part of the fun. We don't do serious, okay? We don't do serious. Incidentally, are you coming along tomorrow night? We got a karaoke tomorrow night, the first one ever, at the King's Head Theatre Bar in Upper Street, Islington. Now tomorrow it starts at 9 o'clock. Unfortunately. Because of the theatre next door, the start time at the King's Head Theatre Bar is going to be variable. It will always start by 10. Sometimes it can start at 9, but we have to wait for the show to finish next door. It would be impossible to have a karaoke night and a show on next door. Okay? Also, ready for this? There is a sound limiter. Now, when I'm doing the quiz, I have it quite loud and it doesn't cut out. They also have bands there, and they say the bands managed to do it and it doesn't cut out. Right? So we're just going to have to suck it and see how we get on tomorrow. All right, so that's King's Head Theatre Bar tomorrow, 9 o'clock tomorrow. I know the show tomorrow finishes at 8:30, so we've got plenty of time. I'll be there about 8 o'clock to set up. There's a little stage. It's only a small stage, but nevertheless, there's a stage in the corner there, right? It will be a variable start time. If it works tomorrow, we'll carry it on, and it'll be a variable start time. I'm a bit worried about the sound limiter, to be honest. Just to put you in the full picture, these occurrences came after I'd said yes. All right, so I've only found this out after. We'll do our best. Might have to keep the sound down. I'll do my best with the sound limiter. It is down to me and whoever's singing. You know, I have been to places where the singer is like screaming. And the singer can actually set off the sound limiter without it even going through the microphone. I've seen that before. Okay, so fingers crossed that'll work. So that's tomorrow night. Sunday night, our very first karaoke at the King's Head Theatre Bar, same place as I do the quiz. I haven't got the new poster up. I've got the quiz poster, so that tells you where it is, all right? King's Head Theatre Bar, tomorrow night, Sunday night, 115 Upper Street, Islington, for our very first karaoke there. And we'll see how that goes, all right? Fingers crossed, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Hello to Stuart. Hello, Stuart. My audio stream is blasting out to the world. Okay, good. I'm pleased, Stuart. Now, the idea of the audio stream, which you can see there, something like S2, what is it, S2? If you want to try the audio stream, then you can actually have that on, you see. If you're walking around outside or you want it in your car, and the last thing you want to do is be called over by the police, because a couple of people have told me they listen in the car and they have the phone on the seat. But really, you don't want the picture going because the police could accuse you of watching the telly. And also, it's so tempting to look down at a picture, you know, that's flashing away like I mean, I've seen Uber cabs with the telly on their phones. I've seen this with my own eyes on more than one, several occasions I've seen this. You don't want that. If you want just the audio stream only, you can have the audio stream going through your phone, and it would be like having music. So you haven't got to have the screen on at all. So you click the screen off and the audio stream will keep coming. So there's the information for that is small s, number 2, so s2.free-shoutcast.com, :18560. Just type that into your address bar, click on it, and the sound should just play out there, as indeed it is doing for Stuart. So that's new. We've been doing that for about a week now. I don't know how many people are using it, to be honest. I mean, I can possibly no one. I don't know. Let me have I can tell how many people are listening to it. I don't know if anyone... it's 2 people listening. Okay, so there's 2 people using that at the moment, so I didn't know that. 2 people listening to that at the moment. But that is there if you want to go out and you don't want me on the screen. Click on that and the audio itself will play out. Now, at the beginning, just before the show, you get a different piece of music to what everyone else is hearing. I'm working on that. Okay? It's a work in progress. Wayne, Metro Bank Reading gave me 2 boxes of pens. 100 pens, they lasted 2 weeks. People nick all the pens, Wayne. You're absolutely right. Someone, I think it was a drag queen years ago, was doing karaoke somewhere, and she had her own pens made up, and it said, old school drag queen. Oh God, she would be in her 60s, maybe 70s. Can't remember the name, but it basically said this pen has been stolen from like Wayne Marty's karaoke, something like that, and a phone number. That was good. I am considering doing pens. I might do some pens to give away here on the show. Now, we've done mugs before. It's quite expensive to give away mugs and mouse mats these days. But I might have some promotional pens done with United Kingdom talk on them. Alan gets his pens from William Hills. Could you get some more pens then, Alan? Oh, by the way, Alan, did you get the how can I put this? Your songs sorted out? And did you ring Nunhead? Did you ring Nunhead in the end or not? Just wondered if you did. And did you get your songs sorted out without saying too much? Is that all done now? Are you kind of ready to go? And did you ring Nunhead? I think they stopped it after I don't think they got anyone else to do it. I don't know, actually. Don't know. Ben, Had the same situation at MCO where the arrivals go round the outside of departures, past the glass walls. We held up signs, scrawled on paper, saying it's been like this for 2 weeks. Oh, dear. Alan, will you use your own speakers? I'll use my own speakers. Have you seen my speaker set? I've got good speakers. Mackie Thumps. Fantastic, actually. They're really good quality speakers. They're about, I've had those about 6 or 7 years now. Very good. I don't blow speakers either. Very rare. I think in 30 odd years I've blown 2 speakers. But the thing is, you know when they're going to blow. These DJs, they have it up really loud and you can hear the distortion. Well, it's not going to be much longer before that speaker blows. Afternoon to Billy Mack. Hello, Billy. All right, welcome to the show. James Lavery. Hello, James. Billy says you've got a great face for audio. Thanks very much, Billy. Thanks very much. How rude. Well, I won't let you be sitting on it, love. Tell you that now. Shania loves pens. You ain't been nicking up. Shania, you've been to 2 of my karaoke nights. How many pens did you manage to stinge from there? Huh? I bet they all end up that radio station you're on. Vectis Radio. In colour. Yes. 100, really? Oh, is that right? Yeah, no, well, Alan, I mean, I think you're being a little bit greedy there, Alan. £100? And you decided not to take it? Really? I'm surprised at that, mate. And I'll tell you why I'm surprised, because you haven't got any jobs. If you haven't got any jobs, I would have grabbed that £100, mate. Do you not think £100 is a lot of money then? Because I do. Gosh, how much do you think I get then for a night? I'm very surprised, Alan. I thought you would have taken that job. Oh, well, never mind. It's up to you, my love. Wayne got off Nunhead once a month. Did you really? Oh, right. No, it's a dodgy area, mate. It really is. I mean, you get paid £100, you probably spend £250 having one of your windows replaced afterwards as well. What box are you bringing in tomorrow, Alan? I'll bring you a box in tomorrow. What box is it? What, a box of pens? Yes, please, Alan. I can't believe you didn't take that job. I thought you would have taken that, mate. I'm surprised. Very surprised. You charge £200, do you? Well, no wonder you ain't got any work, mate. You're lucky to get £200 anywhere these days. Is Ben still here? £200? No wonder you're getting no work. It's not like it was years ago. Honestly. £200 you chase? Gosh. Oh, well. Sarah, my hubby makes pens. Shania, wooden ones, sparkly ones. Sparkly pens. Oh, yes, sparkly pens. We're liking the sound of that, aren't we? Good. Now, what have I got anything else to show you today? Let me have a little look round here. Now, I've got some news stories to do as well. And I'm going to have my lunch on. Wayne, one of my regulars asked me to buy better pens. I asked why. They said because the other ones don't last long at work. Don't. Andrew, fat men in Speedos looking like a pasty losing its contents. Ah! Which end? Paul has had his smart meter put in. Paul was, we were with doing a show yesterday, and Paul was telling him about he was having a smart meter put in. Well, it's been done. So far, this show has cost me 3p. Now, smart meters, we were talking about these the other day. They say they save you money. Let me tell you, the meter itself does not save you money. The meter doesn't save you money. What you've got to do is look at it. And oh, right, well, that's costing me so much, I'll switch it off. You know, what are you going to do? And one of the things that will send that meter whirling around is tumble dryers and kettles. They're the main things. Oven, actually not too bad, because the oven turns itself on and off all the time once it's got to the temperature. Kettle will make it go mad. So what are you going to do? You know, so you got your smart meter there. You turn the kettle on. It's whirring around. And you suddenly realise, because I suppose it'll tell you how much this has got to, you know, oh my God, it's going around so fast, or whatever it does. I haven't got a smart meter, so I don't know. Oh, you're not going to turn the kettle off earlier, are you? I bet, my guess is, Paul, you're one of those people that goes around and turns lights off when you don't use them, I suppose. Here, where I am here, I've got two lights. They're not LED with the gas in them, fluorescent. They're two twirly. Have I got one there to show you? No, I haven't. They're like twirly. They're very large, twirly fluorescent lights. They're like a 12 thing like that. So there's two, one each side. There's a main light in the middle, and there's a mirror ball turning around there. Right? Literally, when I've said, I'm so tired. When I've said goodbye to you, and you get that little film, right, with all the pictures of family and things that I've been doing and all that business. While that film's on, I'm turning the lights and the mirror ball off as quickly as possible to save money. I bet you're like that, aren't you? Huh? So what difference is that little meter going to make? You know, you're watching the telly. Oh, this is costing me 5 pence. No, I'll turn it off now. You'd just be sitting there in the dark all day long. This show has cost you 3p already. I'm surprised you're still there, to be honest. Alan charges 140 for 4 hours. Okay, well, I mean, you know, I got to be honest. Oh, hang on a minute. Wayne turned it down because he's got a regular Sunday slot in Reading, did you? When did they ring you, Wayne? Was that after or before me? Doesn't matter if it was before me. Did they ring you after me? You must have had a look through my things and found someone else. I don't know if they got someone there or not, really. Ben Parker, you'd be lucky to get £200. There you go. See, Ben's telling you there. Lucky to get £200 anywhere nowadays. Too many pirates undercutting with illegally downloaded tracks. This is the problem. Dodgy gear and no overhead. There's nothing worse than a dodgy sound system. Oh, my God. You know, you can set up, and any karaoke person... what's that? Saffron, send me camera. What do you mean, send me camera? What does that mean? Send me camera. What do you mean? Any karaoke host of decentness will tell you, you know, you can set up somewhere where it's almost pitch black. Doesn't matter about the lights. You've got to have the sound right. There's nothing worse than having bad sound. You have a dim light on somewhere, perhaps no disco lights at all. I like to go to places. I don't take many disco lights around with me when I'm doing my stuff. If I'm in a pub, at the moment, everywhere I go's got their own stuffs, you know, so I just turn up with a laptop and a few bits and pieces. But I don't take disco lights. I think they spoil it, really. I want that person on the stage to have the full attention, not the lights twirling around after them. That being said, there's some people like Ben Parker who's got the most amazing light setups. Amazing light setups. But you need to have decent sound. Number one, you must have decent sound. Otherwise, it's just awful. You can sit there in pitch black and listen to someone. What you can't do, you might have the best lighting system in the world, but if the speakers sound awful, no one's going to stay. It's just horrendous. Really is. Let's see. Don't do a 3-hour show, for God's sake. It's going to cost me 9 pence. Alan, it cost me 35 or 40 quid in a cab there and back. I would earn £20 for myself. Oh, it's not worth doing it. You didn't say that, did you? You didn't say that. I get it now. It's not worth doing it. It's like me, you know, someone once said to me, do you want to do a quiz night? I said, yeah, okay. Because I you know, I like to keep busy. And I said, how much we had to... I usually leave the money to the very last thing because I'm not led by money. I don't need to be earning... I've no desire to be rich. None at all. As long as I can keep going. And I like to be paid a fair amount for the job I'm doing. Right? Incidentally, Alan, you see... When I say a fair amount for the job you're doing, if I was doing none of it, it was £100, okay? That, to me, is a fair amount for the amount of time that you're there. That, to me, is a fair amount. You know, the fact that you've got to spend 40 quid there and back, that's kind of another thing. Do you see what I mean? That's, unfortunately, a problem that you've got to solve. And if you've put it on top of that, now they won't have you. You see, it's difficult for you. I know that, my friend. Very, very difficult for you. Anyway, And this quiz night, this is about a year ago or so, it was in London. And it got to the money. He said, how much is it? And this was a bloke who runs quizzes. He said, well, I'm charging the pub 75 quid. He said, of which I take 25. So I pay my quizmasters 50 quid. So 50 quid for me to sit 2 hours in traffic. It was in Euston, actually. 50 quid for me to sit 2 hours in traffic, do the quiz for 2 hours, buy the quiz, and then spend an hour and 20 minutes getting home. See, what's the point? There's no point. So I said, I didn't realise it was so. I said, I'd go for 75. I said, I'd do it for 75, but you've got to make your thing, so fair enough. So I didn't do it, So there is a point. You've got to decide, is this actually worth doing? Even though you're not led by money, do you see what I mean? And that's how it goes there. Alan hasn't had a car for 3 years. Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, having a car in London is difficult anyway, isn't it? Got to pay for this to park it outside your own house, and sometimes you don't even get a parking space, do you? Sarah, I love a good light setup. Makes one feel like a dazzling diva. Sarah, you don't need lights, darling. You are a dazzling diva. I know the words to say. Kelly asks you on Monday this week. What to do? To do the one in Nunhead, the one I was doing. Is that the one you're talking? Are we having several conversations here at the same time, Wayne? Kelly asked you on Monday to do Nunhead this week. Is that what you're saying? Are you talking about the same pub I was in or not? The Pyrotechnics. Pub's all right. It's all right, the pub. It's just around there. It's a bit... It's a bit worrying, really, because it's right next to Peckham. You would see groups of lads going up, down on bikes, looking in car windows, you see. A zip car. I don't know what a zip car is. That's those ones you go out and hire, isn't it? Got some news here for you. Good news or bad news. Don't know what you think about this. Britain is expected in today's Sun to be hit by a European monsoon next week. A European monsoon. The rain is coming. I didn't say any rain on my weather forecasting. Temperatures are expected to reach 26 centigrade in the southeast over Saturday and Sunday, so that's about 75, 80 degrees, something like that. With most of the country seeing warm sunshine. Indeed, it is today. It's beautiful out there this afternoon. The warm weather being driven by a tropical plume moving north from Africa. Along with the sunny conditions, though, there's going to be some heavy showers. There is a risk of thunderstorms, especially in southern and western areas. To be honest, the garden is bone dry at the moment. I go around and water the plants around the outside. I don't do the lawn. I never water the lawn anymore. And the reason I don't water the lawn is even when it looks dead, all you need is one lot of rain to come down and it all comes back again. So that watering lawn, unless you've got like a golf club or a cricket pitch or something like that, I think it's a terrible waste of water, watering the lawn. It comes back so quickly after one lot of rain, it really does. But the plants, you've got to keep those up. And hanging baskets as well. Most of the time, it will be ideal this weekend for a barbecue or picnic if you can avoid the downpours. But things are set to deteriorate as the week continues. Westerly winds move in, bringing more changeable weather and longer spells of rain, known as the European monsoon. Where do they get these names from? I remember the very first unusual weather term I heard on the telly was by that Francis Wilson. Do you remember him? On BBC Breakfast Time when it started in the 80s. And he had those cloud jumpers. I got a cloud jacket out there, cloud jumpers and things. And the word was thorms. Thorms. He invented that word, thorms, which like a cross between thunder and a storm. Thorms. Presumably that didn't include lightning, if that was just... Because sometimes you can have that, can't you? You can have thunder and rain and storms, but no lightning. You can have that. Brian Gaze, director and forecaster of the Weather Outlook, told The Sun Online early next week there should be quite a lot of fine and warm weather, but the likelihood of showers remain. Later in the week, more typical British summer conditions may begin to return, with showers or longer periods of rain focused on the north and drier and warmer spells more probable in the south. There is a tendency for westerly wind and changeable weather to return to the UK during June after a late spring lull. A lull. La la la. That pattern is often referred to as the return of the westerlies. So there we are. So we might get that. Where's the storms then? I don't know. But some heavy showers may come along next week. Brollies are required, all right? Brollies are required. Same. Oh, okay. So Kelly asked you to do the nunhead. Oh, well, that's weird. I didn't know she'd got involved with that one. He must have contacted her as well then, I guess. Something like that. Okay, fair enough. Well, I don't know how they because they contacted me directly. I don't know how she involved. She must watch my my timeline, mustn't she? How did she know about that one? She must have contacted the pub and said, I can get you a karaoke. Oh, that's a crafty old cow, but a good business lady. She don't miss a trick, Kelly. She must have done, because I never told her about that. Here we are. Ben says, according to the Met Office, there's only a small chance of rain on Thursday. Otherwise sunny with a chance of clouds. Oh, well, all these different weather forecasts. What we want is my friend Nathan Rayo to ring in. He's not with us. He writes the disaster weather stories for many of the papers. Nathan Rayo. He's the one that writes worst winter for 200 years. Hottest summer for 500 years. And he's the one that writes all those. Good. We'll do one more story. Let's have a look there. Where are we now? Bacon. Who eats dead animals? I bet you do, don't you? Dead animals. Who's eating dead animals? Well, you want to go to Morrison's. Bacon, which doesn't have 99% of cancer causing... A lot of people don't realise this. Bacon is full of chemicals that can cause cancer. Not all bacon. This one doesn't. Bacon, which doesn't have 99% of cancer-causing chemicals, is now being sold in Morrison's. I quite like Morrison's. Northern Irish firm Finn Brogue, this is in today's Sun as well, launched the first nitrate-free bacon called Naked Bacon. Naked, dear. Naked bacon should be called Naked Dead Animals, because that's what it is. Don't try and push it up because you don't like the thought that you're eating dead animals. You're eating dead animals. Some which have been dead for ages. Anyway, it's called Naked Bacon, and it's what has been deemed to be a scientific breakthrough. Where are we now? This bloke, the chairman of the company, has travelled all over the world to develop this toxic-free key breakfast ingredient. He said, according to The Star, we have been inundated by requests from our customers for a smoked version of our naked bacon. But after a lot of the work we put in to make safer bacon without nitrates, we didn't want then to add loads of tar and dangerous chemicals by smoking it in a traditional way. Oh dear. See, I didn't know those things. I mean, smoked bacon, you just imagine a bit of dead animal hung up and a fire underneath it. That's how I thought it was done. It says in The Sun it's been taking us a few months to perfect, but we've now figured out a way to do it. The bacon is the first to be completely free from nitrates, preservatives, E-numbers and allergens. The World Health Organization said eating 2 rashers of smoked bacon a day can increase your risk of bowel cancer by 18%. So there we are. So that's good. If you want the bacon without the chemicals, that's where you're going to go, gang. Morrison can sort you out. And they do it with a smile as well. Paul says, I like it when the UK is sizzling or baking hot. Yeah, me too. And one of the reasons is I've got an air conditioner. I've got one in here, a proper one on the wall in here. And I've got one of those push-around ones in the bedroom, which I bought from last year. Sainsbury's Home Base, which I have to say is a bit noisy. It's a bit noisy, that particular model I've got. They do almost silent push-around air conditioners made by a company, DeLonghi. You find them on that. If you type in DeLonghi, DeLonghi, and then put air conditioning, you'll find them on there. Now, they are more expensive. They're about 500-600 quid, one of those. And you can wheel them around from room to room. Or you can get someone to put a hole in. Don't try and do it yourself, because I did. Oh, dear. And I made the hole so big that I had to have a bloke come round and make it smaller again. Years ago I did that. Anyway. Yeah, I've got a hole, so mine is permanently there, and it's against the hole, and it goes on. It's a bit noisy. Does it stop me sleeping? No. I was actually going to buy one of the DeLonghi ones, and my mate was going to have that one off me, but I thought, you know what? No, it's not stopping me sleeping. Stick with it. Stick with it. But you can get a much quieter one on Amazon, £500-600 DeLonghi, quite expensive. You can get a noisier one for half that price, probably about between £300 and £400, or maybe a second-hand one off eBay, possibly for a couple of £100. And they do work very well if you put them in properly. If you have the hole put in the side of your, if you want to do it cheaply, then this is what you want. A push-around one, and do it properly. Get a hole put in the side of your house. Get the pipe going out there. Close the door, the windows. Turn it on half an hour before you go to bed. Oh, it's lovely. Especially because I sleep in the afternoon, you see. I have a couple of hours sleep in the afternoon. And it makes all the difference. It really does. Ben says, do you use plastics at all? Dead animals, dear. Fair enough. Dinosaurs, but still dead animals. Yeah, you're right. And we're all trying to get away from plastics at the moment, aren't we? Have you seen all that business going in the river? In the sea, in the river? Terrible. Didn't they have some whale or a dolphin last week with something like 5 kilograms of plastic found inside him, which had killed him? Terrible. And it was saying something on the, I don't know if you eat mussels. Oh, mussels, dear. How can anyone sit there and eat those blooming things? You open that blooming shell, don't you? Oh, and it comes a great big thing of mussels. And then you open that, you spend all that time getting the thing open, and then there's this tiny little bit of snot inside that people eat. Oh, it's disgusting. Anyway, some government company or something like that has collected loads of mussels from various different supermarkets, and there's plastic, little bits of plastic in every single one of them. And you're eating it. You're eating it. About the only thing where you're not going to get plastic in you is if you eat plants, like me. Holier than hell. Andrew smokes bacon, pig smoking 20 Bensons a day. I love it. Hello, Neil. We're about to finish, Neil. You're a bit late, mate. Paul says, way to run up a lecky bill with air conditioning. Yes. Yeah. If air conditioning uses the same sort of amount of electricity as heating would, but it's the other way, if you see what I mean. Okay, so you'd be looking at kilowatts. One of those air conditioning units can be using a kilowatt an hour, which is kind of the same, as I say, the same as heating, but the other way. So it's using just as much, all right? Good. Sarah loves slowly rotting pig flesh shoved under her grill. Do you, darling? Julian, thunder is always the sound of a lightning bolt somewhere. Is it? Oh, I don't know. Alrighty, we'll do today's birthdays, and then it will be time to go home, boys and girls, okay? Happy birthday on this, what are we, the 9th of June, 2018, to Pete Jays, who's a young 51 years old today. Happy birthday, Pete. Joe Lyle Tobin, happy birthday, Joe. Judy White is 55 years old today. Charlotte White, hello, Charlotte. Ages since I saw you, 24 years old today. David Law, good afternoon, David. Hope you're well. Happy birthday to David. And a little message here from Gary Redpath. Hello, Gary. Who says, thanks, Chris, for wishing me happy birthday on your show yesterday. Please, today, can you say hello to Auntie Tracy and wish Shane, my brothers, Terry and Alan, and sister Michelle, and all my newfound friends, and Simon Kindley Sides, who mastered the London Marathon. Wow. London, and that was hot this year, wasn't it? Running in the London Marathon. A big thank you, and that's from Gary King. So happy birthday to you all. Let us sing the song together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everyone. Wayne, I got a 6-month-old, nearly new portable air conditioning on Gumtree last year, 50 quid. Yeah, they're very good. Very good indeed. Thank you very much. And Paul, I won't be buying any air conditioning then. Give me a heart attack, that meter spinning around. Oh, you wait till you see your smart meter telling you how much your air conditioning is using. Ghastly. That's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much. Don't forget we've got the karaoke tomorrow at the King's Head Theatre Bar, 9 till 12 tomorrow. There is a sound limiter there. We'll see how we get on. We won't know until we try. You never know. It might be really good. Okay? And I'll see you for another show around about 11:30 tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.